Hey guys, Jason here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a book review for you guys, and I'm talking about Tender as the Flesh by Augustina Bazterrica, I think. This was the book that was most recommended by you guys in the comments on my most disturbing books video that I did a couple of weeks ago or whatever. And so I decided to read it and review it for you guys because a lot of people mentioned it, and it sounded pretty sweet. I didn't know a lot about it going into it, which is a good thing. But I really liked this book. It came out a few years ago. I think it was originally in Spanish, and then it was translated to English in 2020. But yeah, it was very, very good. So basically, what this book is about, it's a dystopian novel where the government has institutionalized cannibalism, basically. So there's a virus of some kind that has affected like all animals on Earth, and it's made their meat toxic to humans. So basically the story is that if you eat any sort of animal meat, it will kill you. It's fatal to humans. And yeah, throughout the book there's some doubt as to whether this is true or not, whether this is all just a government conspiracy in order to control the population. I'm not gonna weigh in on that. They never expressly say one way or the other whether it's true or not in the book, which I think is awesome. They leave it kind of open to interpretation, and each character in the story kind of has a different opinion on that. Yeah, so after the virus that made all meat inedible, there was this like protein vacuum that occurred, and so the government made it legal to engage in cannibalism. And so they went around and they slaughtered like any animal they could find, all dogs, cats, all the like cows, everything. So now what's going on, I think it's set long enough after that these institutions are pretty much ingrained in society, but not long enough after this that people don't remember. Like the main character, his name's Marco. He remembers before all this happened. They call it the transition. But he remembers before all this happened and eating, pork and fish and stuff like that. Marco does not eat. They call it special meat. That's the term they use for human meat that makes them, that kind of dissociates it with human meat. Like people don't think of them as humans. People don't think of it as human meat. Kind of in the same way that we call like cows beef or pigs pork. It's a different word for the meat than the animal, so it makes you not think of it as as what it is. Basically, he's like a salesperson. He helps distribute the product to various places, butcher shops, and overseas. He's got like clients in Germany that buy head of humans. It's like head of cattle. It's like I said, there's all these terms that like they use to like disassociate the idea of cannibalism from what they're eating. But anyway, so he like distributes these head, and there's different grades of meat and stuff. There's he specializes in like very high quality, what they call first generation pure. That's meat that hasn't been genetically modified or used any sort of growth hormones or anything like that. So these are like people, like actual people with nothing genetically changed about them in any way. That's all I'll say about like the plot and stuff. It really is quite interesting, sort of the dynamic. Like you're inside his head for pretty much the entire book, and he doesn't eat meat. He sees how messed up it is, but he's kind of like forced into this job because it pays well, and he's got obligations outside of his like in his personal life that he needs money for. And also like the state is so oppressive that like you know, like basically any like crime that occurs or whatever, you just end up at the slaughterhouse and you become a hamburger if you do anything that's kind of that goes against the narrative that like this is normal. And most people eat the meat. Most people don't find it weird or gross. They just see it as more as meat, you know, and it's really quite messed up. It's super disturbing too. It's very gory and gross and just ugh. Like there's a whole section of the book where he's taking these people on like a tour of the slaughterhouse, and they go through like each of the sections where like where the head are housed, and then they move into where they are like knocked unconscious and then strung up, and then where their throats are slit and they're bled out and all this stuff. And then it's disturbing to see the process like go through all the way. And it's pretty wild. I think what it ultimately is, like what the point of the book is it's kind of an indictment on like industrialized farming practices and things that we do in real life to these animals. And it definitely made me think about like the food that I'm eating, and it's made me consider whether eating meat is an okay thing to do. I do eat meat. It definitely makes you uncomfortable with that choice and really makes you have to think about whether that's something that is good or not. It also has a lot to say about like society in general and how we treat each other, and how like easy it is to maybe like look at people as not human, and the idea that like, oh well, if it's happening to them, it's fine, I'll exploit them and eat their meat. I'll just eat them because it doesn't matter. And that's not a good attitude to have. Like it shows how easy it is to like exploit people that are dehumanized. I don't know. The main character, his name's Marco. He's in a bad place in his life, and he has a lot of problems, and he's definitely a flawed main character. And I was unsure about the guy from the beginning. The whole book really shows just how like ingrained in the society these practices have become, and like you really like no matter how much you object to it and how much you disagree with it, you can't. There's no way to like really get away from it and to change it. And it's very I don't know, it feels very like hopeless and stuff. So it's a very dark book. It's not there's no humor in this at all. It's pretty good. I really enjoyed it. And like I said, it really made me think a lot about all of that. So highly recommend it to anyone if you want to read something that's really messed up. Thank you guys for recommending this book to me. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. That's all I have. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff, or if you like the channel. Comment if you've read this book and you agree or disagree or have other things to say. Please let me know in the comments. Because I'd like to discuss it with someone who's read it. I haven't really talked about it with anybody yet. I just finished it a couple days ago. So let me know if you guys have read it in the comments. That's it. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.